YouTube, here's what's happening. I tried to tell Shelley she could tie-dye and camp, and she's kind of resisted it through the process of getting here. You know, through the whole process, she's been like, it's too much stuff, I don't think so. But here we are, YouTube.
It's tie-dye day.
It's time to tie-dye. The one you got on is getting a little faded.
We're gonna try it anyway, so.
No, we're not gonna try it, we're gonna do it.
We're gonna do it, yes. So the first thing we're doing is soaking our shirts in some soda ash, just so it helps hold the dye. So we've got 2 shirts of Randy's, I think, and 2 for me in there soaking. So we'll let those soak for about 20 minutes.
But also, you washed the shirts before the process.
Yes, I did pre-wash all of the shirts just to get the starch out of them. And usually while the shirts are soaking, I'll mix up our dye colors. So now that's the fun part. We get to decide what colors we want to play with.
Okay, what are we trying to get to here?
We're trying to get down to our colors. So that, yeah, because I kind of went wild when I got into this. So we've got this whole palette full of colors to choose from. And most of the colors are on top of the canister, if I've used it before. So it's a little bit easier to pick your colors. Okay, so what I think we're gonna do, Randy's got 4 shirts that I'm not sure if he's gonna tie-dye. He's more into just solid colors. So we're gonna try to dye some white t-shirts for him. And then I've got some white t-shirts that I'm gonna tie-dye, guys. I'm a tie-dye girl, man. I haven't done this for a long time.
You're so excited that you need to go put on one of my shirts over yours so you don't splatter your nice shirt with.
I know. Okay. Just get your shirt out. You just need to come and wring the water out.
Okay, YouTube, this is how this works. I start on my shirt and I do my thing.
He's totally going off script.
And then Shelley comes and says, no, 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 you need to do it like this. You need to do it like that. So the bottom one's the one I did, and the one up there is the one she did. So we'll see how this comes out. I'm sure they're both going to be interesting. So now we go to
And he only twisted on the front of his shirt, not through all layers. So the pattern is only going to be on the front. The back hopefully will be a solid color, which is not your normal tie-dye way. So
there is no normal tie-dye
way. Isn't. So yeah, so now you're going to bring it over here. But because you're shooting
Can you show me how you put the dye on it?
Because you're shooting it all the same color, I don't know. I've never done it like this. So we're just gonna have to experiment, I guess. And I went and changed my shirt, YouTube, because I splattered lime green on my shirt. So this one is like, not one of my favorites. So you do want to be careful, and you're gonna have stuff all over you. So you just start squirting dye everywhere. Especially since he's wanting the whole thing green, because we have to turn it over.
So YouTube, this is the point where I say to my lovely wife, so you can just do my other shirts for me too, because this is her thing. It's not my thing. And so it drives her nuts when I do my thing. And she's like, that isn't going to work, or wah, wah, wah. So the sweetest thing here is to just say, baby, would you please dye me 3 more shirts? I picked the colors.
But you said you wanted them dyed, not tie-dyed. So that's where the confusion.
I said I only wanted a little bit of pattern on there.
The reason why I elevate them up like this is it wouldn't have mattered with Randy's shirt because it's just one color. But when you're working with multiple colors, you can see how it's puddling down here. It would puddle and your colors would bleed together and make a muddy mess that would then transfer onto your shirt.
Okay, YouTube, I got this working my way now.
That's so funny. Okay, you got your rack and everything?
Yep.
So this is the top. So
all right.
There you go.
Just show me how to do that part.
Yeah, we'll just let that set and finish dripping out, and then we'll put it in a sack. They're my colors.
What are they?
2 of them are what you used, and then the other one is called dragon fruit. So it's a darker pink.
So it's pink, blue, and purple?
No, yes, teal, purple, and pink. Okay, there she is.
And you just let it drip off again?
Yep, let it drip off. I like to usually turn mine over so they're dripping from the front to the back, so that doesn't muck up the front of it.
Interesting.
That's another lesson learned. Okay, so this is set long enough and dripped. So what I do now is I transfer it to a Ziploc bag and seal it up, get all the air out of it, and then let it set overnight. And then tomorrow we rinse it out. So that is hopefully a done t-shirt. Our work of art sitting there waiting for us.
I can't tell if you enjoyed this or not.
So, that one you were shaking, it's kind of I think it's called a fuchsia rose. And I really liked Randy's lime green. So this is the colors right there that you see on top. That's what this shirt's gonna be.
Pink, green, and blue?
Mm-hmm.
So when you flip it over, you ought to flip it so the green goes on the green, huh?
That's right. So that's why I like to drop over the side a little bit, because you do want to get the sides, but then you can tell where that color is. Okay, so we're gonna flip it over. Okay, I think that looks good.
Now you're just gonna let that one drip off and then it goes in the bag.
You got it. Hi guys, so it's the next morning, and it's an exciting day because now we get to see what the shirts look like and how well they turned out. So this is a textile detergent that I use to wash the shirts out. But before I wash them, you have to get all of the dye out. When I was home, I just washed them in my washing machine, but we're out here in the wild, and tie-dyeing does take a lot of water, so I'm grateful that we have a hose here. But this is the process that I do. So here's the shirt that we tie-dyed yesterday. So we'll take it over here to the table, pull it out, and you'll be amazed at how much dye comes off. So you just have to gradually get it wet and wash all that dye out. Now you want to do this with cold water. So I do that so that when you're washing all that excess dye at the first, it doesn't bleed over onto the white or the clears. So now we can pull these off and we can unroll it and continue to rinse. Wow, this one looks cool. Look at that, guys.
That one's awesome.
So what's funny is you think we've got it, but there's still dye in there. So you just continue to work the fabric. Get as much dye out as you can before you wash it. So then I've got a little washing system set up over here. So I've got this with my detergent. And I'm just good old hand school washing it. And it's got warm water with the suds. So then I've got a couple of rinse.
Why would you do that when you could just put it back on?
I started doing that. So yeah, I just stumbled on to take it back to the table and rinse it off. And see how we've got most of that dye out of there?
That one is really pretty.
So there you go, guys. So we've got a clothesline jerry rigged up here behind the bus that we're going to let them all line dry.
What do you leave that sag in it for, so it doesn't stretch it?
Well, part of it is because we didn't have a lot of clothesline. So I didn't want to pull too tight, and I don't want them touching as they're drying so they don't transfer one color onto the other one, just in case there's a little bit of dye left.
Even though you've got them all washed out?
Yeah. So they will bleed off just a little bit more in the next wash cycle, you know, in a washing machine.
So this is why I let her do the tie-dye. This was my big experiment. I thought this was going to be awesome, and it's quite unawesome. So
It's still cool.
it happens every time. Every time I do it, I get a shirt like that. I know it, and then I'm like, please dye my shirts. What can I say? We're not all good at everything, right?
So I'm going to go ahead and finish out washing the rest of the shirts, and just know that we love sharing the journey with you guys no matter what we're doing. We had an awesome 2-day tie-dye, and who knows, you might see these shirts in future videos. Anyway, a love to you all, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye.